All right, gentlemen, I'm starting the live stream. Hopefully that will work. Yep, looks like
Eric,
we are
you also
connected.
have two separate shots against the 12 pounders, one with your 3-increment battery of the
Yep.
12th Division.
Yep.
And another one with Kutaisov. 2 of his 3 have a good shot on
Yep.
Marine.
Yep. I'm planning
They're
on
good shots.
doing that. So I was able to
Light 'em
get
up.
those guys to limber up and move forward so they could get a pot shot in, and we'll see how long they last. Or maybe they'll draw some of the fire from the French. Who knows?
Exactly.
So the question is then, what are you planning on doing here against Junot's core? It looks like you've got a little bit of a probe going on over there.
That's a question for Mitch.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Which you're talking about the?
Yeah, I'm talking about your converged grenadiers that came down to shoot at his
Oh.
guys in squares and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, they're just gonna bring the fight, and then Brennan is gonna come in behind me with the red belted with the yellow stripe guys. I guess I'm not sure what to call them exactly, but
Second Corps.
Second Corps is gonna come in behind me and bring the heat.
Oh, okay.
And then on the other side, we've got my 6th Corps. I'm trying to remember which division this is. The one with the white pants.
7th.
7th
Okay.
Division is gonna come in through that area in R12. Probably
Right.
part of the rub was I didn't really have enough room to kind of like get all the way up, because that I probably should have. You get your leader, and then they can only move up to 3 hexes, and I kind of got a little bit of a log jam and couldn't
Right.
really bring everybody up on top. So I'm a little perplexed. I guess what I'll probably do is at some point, I guess we'll put 7th under a command point, but at that point, hopefully we get lucky with the way the leader goes and the regroup, such that I can get them properly linked up so that I can
Okay.
take advantage of that command point. That's my trick right now, is trying to get that unit put back together such that it can come forward and defend against all those guard.
Right.
Mitch,
I got the
one thing
cannons.
you could do in the coming turn, I think the Russians are mostly done moving this turn, so we're just kind of
Yeah.
waiting for the French. But depending on how the tail end of this turn evolves, you have a fairly good move next turn, in which you could give the command point to Dokhturov, not Lavrov,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd get the whole core of 6 Corps.
Problem is that my 7th leader, let's see what his name is. Flip him.
Kaptevich.
Kapsevich is largely out of command range of his force. He's only got 4
in
units.
command of the only unit that matters.
Oh, the 3-5.
That's the only unit that matters. The rest of them don't matter.
Okay, I was thinking I gotta get some forces up here too. You know what I mean?
The only thing we need right now for the next hour to 2 hours is heavy artillery. Nothing else matters.
Well, there you go.
Cool.
So if you give the command point to Dokhturov in the coming turn, then the 7th Division position battery could move, and it could actually move under Dyatkov, the cavalry leader.
Right next to the Great Readout. Yeah.
And simultaneously, the other, the second position battery of this corps is under the ADC Yemelyanov.
Yes, that was a good move. Yeah.
And so it's also going to be in command if the corps gets the CP. And it can move not underneath Dyatkov, but just one east of him.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
When they do that, then Yermolov can move over on top of Dyatkov. Now Yermolov has switched his Grand Battery command from the Guards Grand Battery to the 6th Corps Grand Battery.
Well, and two of those guns are going to have to pull back here pretty quick.
And it's their time to pull back anyway. So then you take your second CP and you give it as a division CP to Kantakuzin.
So I can move those purple guns behind.
And then you move the purple guns. They can limber up and move away. They're going to have 1 point of ammo left. but you'll find some way to fire that off at an innocent target from a safe place. So in effect, you're switching your emphasis, your focus from the guards batteries, which are going back to rearm, and you're switching the focus over to your Sixth Corps.
Yep.
And it's even in a better position to get direct fire right down on the French 12s.
And I'm really excited. I feel like I've made a good engagement with the French along that little creek.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, despite the lack of the disappointing cavalry charge, we're going to get to hammer those guys with several shots.
Several shots. You can take Kuruta and Württemberg's battery, and they can fire by the left flank. They can hit the disordered unit that the Cav hit, and it will ricochet through to the remaining assaulting column.
Yeah, I totally agree. And there's a good chance that those disordered units are going to then maybe go PGD, and they'll get a clean shot on those units in the brush.
Exactly. We have 2 artillery phases, so you're going to hit those guys 2 or 3 or 4 times, and that's going to be at 3-1 on both of them. Those are big hits.
I'm a big fan of don't assault before the artillery charge. Just don't do it because it's going to hurt.
Yeah. No, that's good advice. No, and it all comes down to, when the shit comes up. There's times that I had played Marie Louise, and I was like, I didn't want to go until my opponent's chit had been pulled, so that way then he wouldn't be able to react to it that turn.
Absolutely.
So mine came up first, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna hold back. I'm not going to make the attack this turn then, because I'm not going to be in the right time. So then I delayed it another turn, hoping to get the chit in the right order. I think eventually it happened, but it's the sort of thing like, I could think of the commander sitting there like, I've just gotten orders to attack over there, but I don't think we're not quite ready for that yet, kind of stuff.
And you kind of want, if you're going to do a bold charge, you kind of want to get in between. I don't know how long it takes to load one of these cannons, but it's not something that happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. How fast does it happen, Eric? Or Brennan? Either one of you?
Well, these guys are, nothing is happening terribly fast as far as how their movement goes.
No, in terms of reloading. How
reloading. Yeah. They, particularly as they get closer, they're doing a lot more loading and firing. But
the physical timing was about 20 to 30 seconds per shot at maximum rate.
Yeah.
Well, so there you go. They shot. Now we have 20 seconds to move up on them.
Yeah. And that's typically why they waited until, they didn't want to shoot too soon. They didn't want to shoot too late. There's sort of that magical moment where they unleash the canister, and then the gunners dive under their pieces, or they go and seek shelter in the closest square, kind of a thing, which is what we have the reports from Waterloo, where that's exactly what they're doing. They kind of fire off the guns, and then they dashed back and took shelter with neighboring squares. So
one of the most killer attacks in fencing, especially in saber fencing, is a feint with the hilt, not the blade. You show the hilt, and the defender thinks the full attack is coming, and the blade never comes. And they're like, and then the blade comes. It's a silent feint. I love that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and of course the guy can't parry the blade because you've got it lagging back behind. So I don't know. I don't know if I mentioned it to you or not, but I was reading through that book. What was it? The Face of Battle, or whatever it was that you had mentioned a while back.
By John Keegan.
Yes, by John Keegan. And so they're talking about some of the actual combat and things like that at Waterloo. And one of the things that they were chatting about was, the French, there was some engagement where there's some French horsemen, they're chasing after a Prussian hussar or Ulan, or not a Ulan, but somebody. And the Prussian is turned tail, and he's running away as fast as he can. and he takes his saber and he puts it up over his back. So that way, if you're coming to make a saber cut, his saber is there along his spine to parry anything that the guys might throw at him. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. But we've got some saber parries that are still out there that we do, that are not terribly effective. There's a high 8, which kind of does a very similar to move to what this fellow was reported to have done at Waterloo. And every now and again, I'll pull one off when I'm sparring with one of my students. They'll beat my blade. They'll come around to cut me over on the outside, and I'll just quickly flip, do the high 8 parry, and then pop them with a repost to the head. So, but yeah, reading this thing, I'm just like, oh, I know that parry. I know that's what that guy was doing. Because we do a similar thing I teach my students something similar when we are fleshing in foil. So you'll go by, you'll try to hit your opponent, and they parry you, whatever the case is. You flip your blade up over your back as you run by, so the guy can't whip in a touch on your back necessarily. So it's the same kind of thing that was being reported in this in that John Keegan. I'm just like, that's something that I recognize, and that's something that actually fencers are still doing. We're not on horseback, but as we go sprinting past our opponent, if we do a flesh, you kind of throw that out there to slow him down a bit. So
John Keegan is an amazing writer. He was famous in the early 1970s for being the first historian to actually describe in detail the experience of the common soldier instead of all the commanders.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that kind of comes through with that face of battle or on battle. I can't remember what it was called.
The face of battle.
Face of battle, yeah. Kind of getting into a little bit more the nitty gritty, because he's really kind of dealing with the psychology of what's going on, as opposed to, the higher level strategy or tactics. So
it's full of thinking and analysis that's directly applicable to La Bataille wargame planning and tactical play.
Right. Well, you guys want to pop up to the lobby and let them know that we're ready to play when they are?
Yep, I'm happy to go.
Cool. All right. So Danny says, just listening and watching. Just wanted to say hi really quick. Thanks for the streaming. You're welcome, Danny. Thank you for watching. And Brendan, I want to say I had a great time with our live stream that we did on Saturday with the guys from Marshall Enterprise. That was a real treat.
It was really fun to get all three of them with their different voices and perspectives. Was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was really nice. And Dennis was really pleased with things as well. He'd posted something to that effect on the Facebook page for La Bataille. I was able to get your presentation added, but for whatever reason, Facebook keeps preventing me, or it keeps not allowing their PDF to get uploaded. And I don't know if it's a size thing. I think their PDF it's like a megabyte or something. It's not that big. It's bigger than yours, but I'm like, I don't know why it wasn't letting it upload. So I've tried it a couple of times.
You could also do a Google Docs, save it on Google Docs and just provide a link.
Hello, my Russian comrades.
Hello, how are you, our French friend?
Hey, Rick. Hey, everybody.
French comrade, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. The French are very, very. The French are lovers, right? Isn't that what it is? So
Exactly. We get along with everybody.
there you go, except the Germans.
Eh,
Nobody gets along with Germans, though.
Oh, yes, there you have it. Yeah, when I was traveling in Europe on that exchange program, that was back in '88. That's when you and I were there, Robert.
Yeah.
Yep, I was on a train. I think you had gone off to Belgium, and I was going to visit my friends in Westphalia.
Actually, I went to Copenhagen.
Oh, Copenhagen, that's where you went. And so I was riding on a train, and there was a Belgian that was on in the rail car, and we were talking a little bit, and he's like, "Oh yeah, the French." He said the French work to live, and the Germans live to work. And I've always remembered that. He's like, "Oh yeah, you can tell the difference between the French and the Germans," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" But there for a while, having traveled around, I could tell sometimes the difference of where people were from Europe based on their fashion. Because when I worked at Disneyland there during college, we had a lot of European tourists, and you could say, okay, those people are wearing black socks and sandals. They're probably from XYZ country. And so you'd go over and you'd say something to them. They're like, "Oh, how did you know?" And I'm like, "Well, I see enough of you wearing the same kind of outfit. Yeah, I start to figure it out." So, but let's see. Danny also says, now everybody knows how to pronounce Marat. Yes. So it's not, we can't, so Rick, don't say Marat with a T. We've now been informed it is a silent T. David says, hey, sorry for interrupting. I was on Saturday, but I would like to see the materials and links you talked about. So, David, I was able to upload a portion of the presentation to the La Bataille series Facebook page, and I did add links in the show notes for that broadcast that will take you to there. And so if you're not already a member of the Facebook page, you can then click on that and it'll ask you a few questions to join. It's a private group, and it's just going to ask you, what's your favorite La Bataille, or why do you like to play La Bataille, or something like that. And just wants to make sure you're a real person. And then one of them, the Brennan's presentation is there, and I was having some difficulty getting the Marshall Enterprise presentation uploaded. But I'm hoping to see if I can figure out a way to get that done here in the next day or two. But at least Brennan's presentation is up there, listed as artillery stuff. So, all right. So Danny's saying, I'm trying to get in, but the moderator hasn't let me in. Been waiting for a week. Huh. Okay. I'm not sure who the moderator is, but I can maybe reach out to them and see if they can't push you along, or maybe it's a case where they need to add another moderator or two to that site. So, okay, well, at least you've done your part, David. So hopefully,
you gotta just talk to Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg, yes. Mark and I are on first name basis there.
You could invite him to play a game sometime.
We should.
That's what we do. We invite Zuckerberg, Musk, and all these guys, and their egos would be really interesting in this game.
I'm sure. If you think the French marshals had egos, yeah. And I'm not all that up on the Russian generals, but I'm sure they were all backstabbing each other half the time as well. So,
Bagration and Barclay hated each other.
Well.
And of course, Kutuzov wanted to die or something, right? You have that die roll.
No, that's not Kutuzov. That is Kutayazov. It's a subtle difference. But that's got to be something from like War and Peace or something. Where did that come from, that rule? Is it something that they pulled out of a novel or something, Brennan?
Oh, it's historical. Historically, a lot of these generals, found it a matter of honor to lead the infantry forward into attacks. And Bagration was hit by a shell while being closer to the front maybe than he needed to be. And Kutaisov saw stuff going on around the flèches and said, I will lead that battalion, and disappeared.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. So that explains it. I thought maybe it was something that they'd pulled out of War and Peace. Because they've got every now and again you'll get something that'll show up in one of the La Bataille games that is, it sounds like something from a novel, but maybe the novel is pulling it from history. It sounds like so.
Yeah, a lot of it is. As I understand it, Kutaisov was fairly young. He was maybe 28 or 30 years old, and he'd been given oversight of the whole artillery of the army. He had made some doctrinal changes where they were going to, rather than pushing the artillery all forward en masse, they were going to hold half of it back for a long-term reserve, which kind of didn't really work actually. But then he got killed early, and a lot of the Russians only ended up being able, because the command was fried, to bring forward a smaller proportion of their guns than they sort of should have been able to.
Interesting.
That's the historical story. Anyway.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a good story. So, well, are we all ready to continue on with our story?
Sure.
And pull a chit? All right. I'll go ahead and grab one. It is French number 5. And I'll grab another one while we're in the neighborhood. And that's going to be French number 3. So I don't know where 5 is. I think 3 is probably
5
over
is
on my
Robert.
side of the map.
That's the fourth. That's the fourth.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rick, why don't you meet me down in game room 1 and we can do what's going on with 3. How you doing, Rick?
Good. Yourself?
I'm well. You've got grand plans for the holidays?
Just going to my mom's.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad.
Doing the whole family thing. So up in Marin. So 2.5-hour drive should be fine.
Well, how's the weather? I kept seeing in the news reports there was going to be I don't know what they called it, a river of atmospheric storm, whoop-de-doo, all kinds of horrible things it sounded like.
Yes, it's been fine. It's been raining, off and on. But,
Okay.
It's nothing crazy. No huge surge in waves or anything like that.
Okay.
People are worried about.
Yeah,
So,
I thought
it's
as
fine.
usual the news keeps trying to hype up weather stuff, making it sound more exciting. Like we had a rain last in August, and they're like, it's a hurricane. I'm like, it's just a rainstorm. But they had to try to
Right.
sell newspapers or advertising or something, calling it a hurricane. It's like, oh, well.
You're like, come on.
Oh, yeah. And then, people were panicking, and it turned out to be nothing. So, usual. Well, what exciting stuff do you have? That is number 3. That's got to be what? Nansouté now? Or is it? La Tour Malberg?
Yeah, I think it's La Tour Malberg.
Okay.
I think he has all the stuff over here on the right. Romanovsky. I don't know how to pronounce
He's
that.
got a
Those
bunch of the
guys.
light cavalry, as I recall.
Yeah,
And then he's
the light
got,
cav lined up.
who is the,
Now, he was in command prior to the previous MU. Now, since cavalry moved up, he's now blocked by that cavalry. Is he still considered in command?
who's that?
So here to there, he was in command, but these guys moved up. So now those are units from a different
Oh,
group
so,
that are now blocking his command.
yeah, so the command from the corps leader to one of his divisions or brigades is not blocked. But say, for example, this guy here had one of his units over here. He, as a brigade or division commander, can't trace through another division or brigade. But the corps leader's command stretches out. So from the corps leader, which is La Tour Malberg, to him, there's no problem.
Okay.
It's only if this guy was trying to communicate with one of his units that was over here. Now that one would have been cut off by these guys that moved up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
The 6th, 8th Hussars, those are yours or mine? No, those are mine. Cool. I'm not used to seeing my guys in skirmish mode.
Yeah, I think you put them in skirmish mode this turn, right?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like impressed with myself.
You just like two can play that game.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Well, you guys are better at it. I don't think I'm gonna move anything.
Yeah, a
They're
lot of
just
stuff is
sitting there
kind of
holding.
yeah, a lot of stuff is kind of plugged up there anyway.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
just holding that flank. So why didn't Lorge guys move?
Lorge is in
Lorge not part of
command. You
that
could
group.
bring him up if you wanted to. And
But is he part of that group? Let me look.
Lorge is part of Latour Malberg. Yeah, he's the only
Oh, okay. I
heavies
didn't
that
know
are
what he was
attached
part.
to Latour Malberg. So I
Okay,
think
I'll move those
he's
guys
Latour
up then.
Malberg's got 3 commands of light cavalry, and then he's got that 1 command of heavy. Oh,
Okay.
actually, it's just 2. Well,
2 heavies, right? Some artillery.
he's just got 1. He's got that group of Turnos guys, and then he's got Lorge.
Okay. Yep. So I'll move those guys up. Just so bottlenecked. Oh, that guy in his hex. I can have 18 of the clear, right? 6, 12,
Yep.
16.
Yeah, so you're fine. You're just a big target for my rockets.
I don't see anybody else. Rest are out of command. See, I forgot to move them for a turn, but whatever. This guy's out of command. All right, I guess I just need to move the leader. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, cool. Let's
Easy
see.
peasy.
They've
Just be a bottleneck.
pulled the reinforcement chit. I don't think there's any more reinforcements. And now it's French number 4. I think that's one of Robert's probably.
Yeah, not me. I think I just have 1 left.
Yeah, you just have number 1. All right. Well, I'll see you
Simple
back up
plan.
in the lobby and see what they got
Yep.
going.
The brushed terrain negates the cav zone of control. It doesn't negate the skirmish zone, but it does negate the zone of control. So like a cavalry unit from here, let's say it was here, it could go 4 points, 8 points, 12 points, 16 points. It wouldn't get stopped.
Would it still execute? It would still do the movement things, right? Or would it not do the movement?
You mean the cavalry, the skirmish zone movement effect?
Yes.
That only affects infantry and artillery.
Oh, see, okay, that's the clarification I needed. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Like
so
woods terrain blocks zones of control and the skirmish zone, and the brush terrain blocks the zone of control, but it doesn't neutralize the skirmish zone.
But just against
right,
the
but that
skirmish
only
zone doesn't
affects.
affect cavalry. That's
No,
yeah,
it only
that's-
affects artillery and infantry.
And then another thing is that infantry zones of control are live in the brush.
zones of control or zones of influence.
Those are the same thing.
Oh, they are the same. Okay.
Those are synonyms.
Okay.
So did you already do a French number 4?
Yeah, we've done
Okay.
4.
All right, let's grab another one.
5.
Number 1. That's you, Rick.
Jesus. All right, we'll go back
And
down.
then it's the artillery chit.
Oh,
Why don't we start doing artillery on the west and work it eastwards while you guys are moving the big First Corps?
Sounds like a deal. All right, they're going to start doing their artillery chit while
On the
you
left.
move. Yeah.
Alright. All right, I'll move Freon first.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 3
Yeah.
to there
Sure.
next to your.
All right, and
Okay.
I will move back. Let's see. I can move back this. Well, I'll move this way. That's going to be 7, I guess.
Okay. We'll move there for 6.
Okay, and I'll move back one more, and that's going to be. Yeah, that's 14. So.
Now, are
another-
you impacted,
I
or
don't
are
know.
you guys special for tired? Moving more than half.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I think the Cossacks had something special. But
I
go
mean,
ahead
they
and
are
move your other
special.
people while we
Okay.
can look it up afterwards. It's not going to affect things one way or the other. It's not like I'm going to charge you.
You know you would if you could.
Maybe.
These guys might be overstacked. Hold on. I think it's 10 in woods.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Martian Woods, I think, was 10. Yeah. So just push one of them back.
I can't remember. Can artillery go through the forest? No.
Artillery. Forest and marsh, no. It's prohibited. They can move in the brush, but they can't move through the forest.
Okay, I think that's it with Freont.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go to Capons.
Okay.
3 to there.
Yep. I will pull this guy back here.
Six. Three. 6. 3.
Oh, this guy. He's going to pull back right there.
6.
Okay. All right, looks like
think that's all
Copan
those
is
guys.
the tip of the spear. It even looks like the tip of the spear.
It's an illusion. All right, I will go to Gerard. No, we'll do Moran, I guess. No, I'll leave Moran. I'll go to Gerard.
Okay.
Gerard's in contact with some light cav.
Well, this is skirmishers, infantry skirmishers.
Oh, that's what I meant. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
And so he's cool. I'm gonna move this artillery. Artillery's 2 to unlimber.
Yeah, 2 to unlimber.
So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 5 in would be 8, 9, 10. Is that right?
Yeah, so where did he start off?
Under Gerard.
He was over here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 5 to move into that, so that's 8, and he's got 2 left. He can unlimber. I'll get a shot at him as he does. So,
Big meanie.
yeah, a little bit. So I'm have, since it's opportunity fire, so it's probably going to be a 1 to 2 shot. I'll just go ahead and roll, see what I get. 26. It's a miss.
I forgot about that. Whew.
Well,
I mean,
this is the thing.
Well played, Rick.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, they nerfed the
Oh, they
opportunity
did.
fire, so it's like, yeah, sure, roll up your guns. Although, was there a rule somewhere that you can't unlimber? Or maybe I'm thinking of something else, but I thought there was a rule you couldn't unlimber in a enemy zone of control.
I don't know.
Yeah. You had to kind of deal with that or whatnot, but I might be thinking
So I can move
of
back.
like a
It's fine.
bar rule or something here. Yeah. All right, we'll go ahead and move the other stuff and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, and I can move it back. It's
Yeah.
fine. I'm gonna move these guys up.
All right, so they were what, in this hex here? Okay, yeah, so that cost them 5 to move there?
Yep.
Yep, we will simply shift there.
Okay, I think I'm done with Gerard.
Okay, that leaves Desai and Morand.
Brush, is it 10 or 18 in brush? Let me look.
Oh, actually, you
Brush.
couldn't unlimber the guns there because my skirmishers would have added +2 to those guys moving in there.
Skirmishers add
My
+2 to.
cavalry skirmishers, their zone would have gone there. So when they were here before you move those guys up, they have a zone there. So those guns they wouldn't have enough movement points. It would cost. They could move there, but they wouldn't have enough points to unlimber this turn.
So it goes through your zone of control?
Yep, it extends out.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Okay.
it goes out, the cavalry skirmishers extend out here and here and here and here. Yeah. So those guns
Okay.
couldn't go there.
Okay.
Or they could be there, but they'd just be limbered still.
I'm patient. It's fine.
Oh, there's plenty of time for you to shoot me.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, what was I doing? I was looking at stacking on brush is 18. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I think I'm done with him.
Is that
Let's see.
Moran? Do you finish moving him? Okay.
Yeah. Last guy. Let's see.
The guy with the striped pants.
Well, you've shot some guys, so that means I probably can get in there now. Thank you.
Oh yeah, those were the brave guys that attacked the Moscow militia.
The disguised elite
The
troops.
elite North Korean militia.
Okay, I think I'm done.
All right. Well, that's exciting. I guess we can go back up to the group and do.
Oh, were you gonna look up the tired thing?
Uh,
Not right now, but
yeah, I can look.
I kind of feel that they are, but I don't know if you, like I said, you have a special rule for those guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't even know the rule for them moving backwards. I mean,
I think it's if you move greater than half your movement, you become tired.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't know if there's something special about those guys. You would think there would be, but I don't know. All right, I'm gonna jump to the lobby.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
215, yeah.
21,
Yeah,
20, 16. You're right.
doesn't matter. Either one's a fail.
Oh, 15, yeah.
So he goes back to here and stops. He's routed.
What's his movement allowance when routed?
Well, he was
should be
disordered,
12.
so it would have been half of 8. So his movement would be 4, and it would have been 1.5 of 6. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and he can't make it down the slope.
I make it differently. I think infantry, when it routes, it always has 1.5 times its normal movement.
1.5 times normal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought it said.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's more. Then it's 8 and
You should have 12, right?
2, 3, 4,
So that
5,
is
6, 7, 8.
very slowed down +3. 8. So what?
So
Here
12
is 8. Here is
plus
8.
8, yeah.
So
Would be
what is
12, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Or what
Right,
is
so
what
he's
is the
got
brush?
4 more.
Okay.
Does he
8.
move through clear terrain after that, or does he still move in a particular direction?
It's his choice, but he has to use up all his movement points if he can. And he has to increase the distance to the closest enemy unit if he can.
So let's see. 8, 9. No. 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 is right there. He can't go any further then, can he? Because he can't stack with Cav.
Yeah, you got it. You have to move into the cav and then they take a morale check.
Even though they can't stack together?
They can't stack together voluntarily, but involuntarily forced to, and that causes everybody to check morale.
Okay.
Or he could go on the artillery there, right?
Yep. His
Yeah, he
choice.
could go right there.
Yeah, it may
Yeah.
have to. In fact, it might be farther from the enemy that way.
Yeah. And then artillery has to take a morale check too?
Yeah.
So both units.
Well, the routed one doesn't take it.
No,
Right.
but if the cavalry,
Artillery
wouldn't.
passes, and then the infantry has to displace 1 more hex.
There was a morale check for passing through the.
Right. He has to, it was actually on that hex, but yeah, he has to.
31 passes and he
It's
displaces.
It's minus 12 for the routed unit, so that's probably a failure by the skirmisher.
Yeah.
All right, so the skirmisher what disorders?
Yeah, he disorders either this hex or this hex. I would suggest probably that hex, but
Yeah.
So, Rick, no, the Cossacks aren't affected by that.
Okay.
And then the infantry got to displace one further because it.
illegal
Yeah.
stat.
If it stays there, I think it would probably rout the artillery, which you don't want, so you displace. Yep.
All right. Those are those guns.
Ricochet.
Oh, right. Into which hex? This hex?
No, the assault.
This hex.
Is there ricochet into that hex?
Yeah,
Into
it'll
it,
stop.
yes.
It can
Through
go
it,
into the
no.
brush, but it doesn't go through the brush.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, right. Okay. I stand corrected. So it was 25 to, I'm not sure.
7.
So 3 to 1 plus minus 6. 3 to 1, 33.
That's a single
33.
hit.
That's a hit.
You also get
Morale
+3
check.
for the number of increments. It's actually -3, not -6.
Okay.
Still only 1 hit.
Okay, they're happy. All right, so
Mitch, did you mark your ammo?
Nope. Let me double check that.
It wouldn't have been the same because you're at medium range for the one stack.
It actually works out the same. So because the firepower is 21, down from 25, so it's still 3-1.
Okay, I just
Good
noticed
call.
that.
I'm just checking my ammo on the other side, make sure that I have. Those were 9. That was 5. Okay.
Yep.
So I think I marked it already. Let me double check.
Yeah, you've marked
Yeah,
it.
I marked. Okay,
It's
good.
that one. They're
All
even
right.
eight, so
Does Marchand's group have a shot by the woods?
That's
Which
what
ones?
David's group.
Yeah.
I don't know they can. They can't shoot over the top of their own men, can they?
there's no men. That's just an officer.
No. But your guys in square, they couldn't shoot over them.
Oh
right?
yeah, no, they can't shoot
Yeah.
over that. No, they can't.
Yeah.
The only thing I have is down this line here.
Oh, okay.
They had a cav target for a while, but I guess it retreated.
Yeah, I learned my lesson there.
It chased it away.
All right, then the guns. Let's see. Not sure this guy has a target, but maybe he does. I don't think so.
Emperor's battery has no targets.
Shoot. All right. Now here, I guess we're going to mass against this skirmisher.
Should shoot the right-hand hex of it.
This side?
Yeah.
Okay. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at long range. So 27 to
12.
2 to 1 plus 5.
That's good enough for a hit.
Ricochet.
$45 becomes a
35.
35, and it is.
But you're at 1.5 to 1 odds now, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're at long range, so it'd be 27 to.
Yeah, you
16?
need a 42 or better at 1.5 to 1.
And I did not receive. I did not achieve that. Okay. That concludes the center wing.
Have the French fired back yet? With these different guns here that were Junot's guns?
Yep.
Oh,
They
okay.
elected. They passed.
Oh, they opted not to fire. Okay. All right. Then it rolls over to my side of the world and to David's side of the world. So, David, do you want to go first or shall I?
Well, let me shoot my big battery here. I'm going
Okay.
to I'm going to shoot at this battery right here.
Cool.
I've got let's see. I've got, what do I got in here now? I've got 2 9s. I've got 18 plus 7 is 25 plus 6. 31 plus half of another 7. So I have 35 to 16.
Okay. You got 2 to 1 with a plus 6 for Sobier.
And
I don't think that's good enough for a hit.
6.
Yeah, you need a
Not a 2 to 1.
33. It's a 26. So, all right, but it does roll through, I guess, and with
Does roll
these guys
through,
here,
and your skirmishers, 35 to whatever that is. So.
that's probably good enough for a hit. That's going to be a 42 at probably still
2.5 to 1. 2.5 to 1.
Yeah, so that's a hit. Let's see if those guys were hit yet. Nope, they're not. Okay. That's their first hit. Let me make a morale check for them. They're happy. Okay.
By
And then I think the next hex is a empty hex. So,
yeah.
all right. I will take a shot back at you. I'll fire at Sorbier's hex. See if I can roll a 65 or 66. 43. At 1 to 2, that's not going to do anything. And there's no roll through because that's the extent of my range. So let me give them a little ammunition tag. And let's go ahead and see if I can update their ammunition while you update your ammunition.
Mhm. All right.
Cool. All right.
That one.
I've got some other guns over here with Kutayazov. And I've got these 2 batteries that can get a bead on this hex right here, where, I don't know, this guy named Nore is. So that's going to be 18 to 16, so it's a 1-to-1 shot with a +5. Oh, and we missed. I think that's just at the extent of my range, too.
You pays your money and you takes your chance.
Yep. So, all right, so that's that. Let's see if there's, if I can do anything with this other hex. Let me update my stuff here real quick.
Oops.
Okay. All right, I've got this other hex here that could take a shot. What's a good target? What's a possible target? Do I have a line of sight on anybody interesting?
You could try the 224 Leger with the infantry behind it.
Who are those? These guys over here? There? Okay. And that's 10 hexes, right?
Oh, I was sorry. I was thinking of Lowenstern's battery. That guy, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, he doesn't really have anything other than these skirmishers to take a pot shot at. So, and Lowenstern is over here. So yeah, he could take a shot at this guy, I guess, right? And see what we get go bowling through. So
Who's
that's,
shooting?
yeah, Lowenstern's battery over here.
Okay.
So this one's not going to do anything. So these guys would, that's going to be what, 27 to 14. So 1.5 to 1 with a +4. Hey, there's my big number. Well, that's a hit on those poor little guys. They're probably half dead at this point.
They're feeling picked on.
Yeah, but they don't care. All right, and then we'll roll through, I guess, into this chap here. So with a -6, but that's going to be 3 to 1. And that's going to be a 33 at 3 to 1. That's good enough for a single hit. And I don't think I've got any more range. So we will update their stuff. And there we go. All right, over to the other side of the universe. I don't know. Do you have any? Are there any guns over here? No,
I have a
not any
couple.
yet. Okay, you've got some guns, Rick, right? You've got
Yeah,
your
just
horse
guys on the
guns.
brush edge.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and take your shot.
I'll do this shot here.
Okay. So you've got
I'm just rolling.
a 6 to 9.
Nothing.
33. No, that's not good enough. And what about this chap over here? Okay. That's
Shoot
going to
up
be a
there.
1 to 3 shot. Nope.
Nothing.
All right. Do I want to take any shots? Got this one poor little lancer that's been getting hammered. I could only hit him with a little bit of what I've got, right? I don't think I can get everybody on him yet. No. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. Oh, he moved forward. Oh, no, because it crosses my skirmishers. Okay. So those guys can't fire. I could get to, what's that going to be? 5 and 10. 10 to, was it 6?
6.
Okay. That's 1.5 to 1 with a +2. Sure, we'll give it a try. 52, 54, 1.5 to 1. That's good enough for a hit on those poor guys.
How do you get what now? What's firing on him?
These guys that are over here, I've got 2 batteries, right?
No, you got 1.5 batteries.
Oh, 1.5 batteries. Okay, so it's a 1-to-1 shot. A 52 is still a hit with a +2.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you're right, because I added the whole thing from that one that's stacked there instead of half of it. My apologies. Does that mean I only take off half of the ammunition? So for every 2 shots they do, they lose 1. All right, I don't think I've got any other shots. So and the
So the
cavalry
morale
is
check.
the cavalry isn't affected by being half dead, is it? Or is it only the infantry that's affected by being half dead, Brennan?
Cavalry is affected if it's a regiment, but if it's a squadron size, it's not.
Okay, yeah, and I think those guys were just a tiny little pip.
You want to flip it over? We'll see the unit
Yeah,
size.
it's just
That's
a
a squadron size.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. So that was then the artillery retreat was the last one that came up. And so now we are on to our regular
Do it again.
fire
but now
combat
with
segment.
infantry.
Yes.
Yeah, with infantry fire now.
Yeah.
Also.
So, well, we're over on this side of the map, so we might as well do a little bit of something. All these guys here can't do anything because you can't attack if it's less than 1 to 3 odds, can you?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think
No.
so. So your guys are 3 to my, I don't know what my fire defense I think skirmishers in the brush are 13. And my guys are 4 to 13. They can't do anything. But this guy can attack this guy here, and then he can attack that guy there.
I think 8 hussars and 16 chasseurs can combine on ill-advised Cossacks.
Oh, yeah, they could. All right. Yeah, but he couldn't do anything on that other chap. But yeah, you're right. Those 2 could. So that's going to be 8 to 13. All right, let's roll the dice and see what we get. 41. I don't think that's good enough for anything. All right, then this guy.
You guys are fighting back, right?
Yeah, you're going to have then 6 to 13. So that's going to be a 1 to 2.5. Nope.
Nada.
All right, so then this guy can go 4 to, is it 6 coming in on his flank, or does he have?
6.
Okay, 4 to 6. Here we go. 61. That's good enough for a hit. And he's dead now, isn't he? Yeah, because he's only 2 increments. Poof. Those Cossacks are dangerous.
Where do you put them?
I don't know.
Put them on the morale chart for fun.
Yeah,
Stack
but
them
just
all up.
stack them somewhere else, I guess, up on the top of the chart or something.
That morale chart is mine. Come on.
You don't want anybody else to put anything over there? That's very kind of you. All right, then I've got a 4 to 9, no, or 4 to 8. Is that what it is?
4 to 6.
Oh,
because it's
they're big.
because of the heavy
Yeah,
stacking.
okay, so 4 to 6. But they've got what, 18 increments there? Do I get the plus?
Yeah.
So I got to find that. So 18 increments is going to be plus 12. Okay, I'll give that a try.
Your skirmish isn't modified because you've taken damage, right? The 4 is always a 4.
It's I think I have to take some more damage before it drops down to something, right?
Every 3 hits drops it 1 point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 40, 52. So that's a, well, let's see. 1 to 1.5, a 52. Nope, I think I missed it. Oh, no. Yeah, it's a 1 to 1.5 because it's 4 to 6. So nope, close but no cigar. All right. Well, let's go ahead. We'll take another shot at these. Why don't you go ahead and shoot your cannons over here, Rick?
All right. Across the way again.
Okay. 35. That's a miss.
The other one straight ahead.
Yep. It's a good roll, but not good enough. All right, and then I'll take my shot over here, and that was going to be a 1 to 1 shot with a +2. And that's a miss. All right.
Eric, it was combined with 4 points from the Cossacks, but it's still
Yeah,
didn't
with a
help.
roll like that, we'd need to combine it with a lot more to make it worthwhile. But yeah, thanks for reminding me because I keep forgetting that's a factor. So, okay, cool. Now we're back over here with the artillery again. So I guess we're back with Lowenstern. We've got a 1.5 to 1 shot on.
Oh, I have some shots with my skirmisher, right?
Oh yeah, we've got this skirmisher over here too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and take your shots?
We're just combining on the skirmisher.
So these two guys can combine, and then this guy would fire on that hex, I guess, right?
They can all 3 join if they want. That's going to be a strong attack.
Oh, because this guy is in line facing that way.
Yeah, it's refused.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Then yeah, I would combine them all. You're going to get a better result.
All right, just roll. If I roll 11, there's no point in figuring it out.
53.
All right.
That's probably a hit. Maybe, I don't know if it's more than that. So you got 12, and 12 is 24, plus probably 6 or 8 for the
6
guy that's
probably,
stacked
yeah.
there.
Yep.
So that's going to be 30 to 14. So it's a 2 to 1. So a 53. Yeah, it's just 1 hit. All right. Let me make my morale check. Oh, they are going to be disordered. But before that happens, they're going to take a parting shot. So I will have them recoil that way, and they'll combine everything there. So that's going to be 15 to 9. It's going to be 1.5 to 1, and that's a hit on those guys.
It was actually 6 fire defense because of the increment count.
Oh, so it's a
Same hit. Same
2.5,
hit,
but it's
still a hit. Just 1.
yeah. I mean, I don't think you could. I'd have to go. We'll get a 66 at 2.5 to 1 to.
Yeah, to get 2. Rick did. Rick can do it.
They passed the morale check. All right, so that's our little musketry over there. Exciting. All right, so now we've got some more artillery that we can throw around. So these guys will take a shot back at this guy again. So I think that was a 1.5 to 1 with a +4. And that is a palpable hit. Those guys are probably going to be snuffed out.
Yep.
Yay, we were successful. Each French commander has taken a loss and put it on that chart now.
All right,
That was
and
an
then we got
achievement
a
we wanted this week.
and then we got a 3 to 1 here with a -6. And that's going to be a 26 at 3 to 1. I don't think that's good enough.
Oh, is it
Oh,
22?
no, actually it is. That's good enough for a single hit. So now those guys are going to be half dead.
The fighting is really intensifying. You can hear it, like you can see it in the casualties getting taken, and you can hear the musketry adding in.
Yeah.
like get serious now.
I suspect those guys are disordered. Yeah. All right. We'll have these two guns take another shot at this gun here. So that's a 1-to-1 with a +5. And that's going to be not enough for anything. All right. Let me update those guys. All right, David, you want to take another shot?
Yep, I got a 2-to-1 with a +6 on
Okay.
that guy there. Boom.
That's good
that
enough for a
should
hit.
be- Yeah.
So the top unit will be snuffed out. And but before that happens, we will take a shot here and see if we can roll a 65 or 66. Oh, they are obviously just too intimidated by you. Okay, so that's
You had
goes
8,
off.
1 to 2. You needed less. Didn't have to be a 65 or 66.
Oh, I'm trying to get that blow up the entire.
Right. Good. Gotta
Yeah,
be a
yeah.
sniper.
Come on,
Yep.
come on. It's not.
Eric, your battery underneath needs to take a morale check because the guy above him took a hit.
Oh, okay. Then I will go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and roll and see what we get. That's the roll I was looking for. Oh, well, he passed. All right. And then before we get too carried away, then you've got to roll through
All right.
on that guy. So that's going to be another 2-to-1.
That was
21.
2.5 to
No.
1. Actually, it was 2.5 to 1, but whatever.
Yeah. That's going to be 11. That's not enough. All right. Update all your ammunition. I guess we're over
Yep.
to Mitch. There's lots of shooting going on now, Mitch. And there's got the squares can fire and you can fire. There's all kinds of excitement.
Your Molotov battery, yeah.
Is Mitch there? Hello, Mitch? Oh, he's muted. Hello,
I'm
Mitch.
unmuted.
Okay.
Hello. Sorry.
There we go.
27 to
27 to 12. So it's a 2-to-1 on those guys.
with a +5. That's a hit.
That's another hit. Bing. Oh, they're happy.
All right, we'll combine. I think we'll probably combine on the square here, but let's see.
Oh,
Mitch,
do
the,
your
artillery is through hits the bat.
Yeah.
Right. No.
Nope.
So square units and square defend as what is their defense?
Defensive 6. I
Column
believe.
6.
6. So 32. That's 5-to-1 here.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's correct. 5-1.
Yeah, 36 is 5-to-1.
Huh.
That's still a hit.
It's still a hit. It wasn't what I was looking for, but it's still a hit. Whew.
Oh, cool.
You want to return fire? You can either combine
Yeah.
on the one unit, or you can fire one at each easily enough.
Well, that isn't worth it for me to.
It's going to be 10 to 9. You'd have if you combine it, it's going to be a 1-to-1 shot.
Yeah. It's, can't read it. What are they? Oh, why is that got an out of? He's not out of command. Is he?
They're
Who are
right
they
next to
part
their,
of?
just
Yeah.
down the road.
Yeah, he's not up. Why has he got an out of command thing on him? All right. So yeah, 8, 8, 16. Yeah. All right. Well, they're 8. What's their defense of those?
So their fire value is in square. It's ×3,
Yep.
right? And then you
Divided by
divide it
3.
by 3. So it's just going to be 5
8.
increments for that and 5 increments for that. So you'd have 10.
Oh, 5.
So 10 to 9, you'd have a 1-to-1 shot if you
Okay.
combine to that.
Okay. All right. We'll combine on that 10. No,
Nope.
that's not going to do that.
We will fire at the this unit here.
So that's what,
Yes.
16 to 9? That's 1.5 to 1?
1.5 to 1.
Yes.
Nope. David, you're going to fire
Okay.
back, or Mitch? I'm sorry, Mike.
Mitch.
Those are Mike's guys.
Does
Michael.
the assaulting troops do not get to fire?
They
correct?
got their whole thing. They got their whole thing going on. So
Yeah, they'll fire
okay.
during the melee phase.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. So they're going to combine and fire on that guy.
yeah. Let's see. That's
All right, so that's guard.
those two
That's not
here.
guard.
These two here can combine on that. If
Yeah,
you
they're going to fire on him. All right, so Westy guard is ×4. They're in line. Actually, can he fire on that? Because
Yep.
that's flank.
No,
But
it's
refused.
it's a refuse.
Oh, yeah. All right, so that's ×3 for the Yagers. So that's
Right.
what,
They've got
12?
3 of them
and-
there. Yeah, there's
So it's
3
9.
augers
Yeah.
here.
9, yeah. 9 and 16, 25 to,
2, 9.
what are you at, Mitch?
Mike, the Westphalian Jaegers are high quality, so they actually get ×4.
Oh, they do get ×4. Okay. So
Uh,
12.
I take it back. Are they Jaeger Carabiniers or are they just Jaegers?
They are, what are they? I think they're just carabiners.
Okay.
They're just light.
All right, just regular. That's ×3.
Yeah. So what was it? It was 25, and you're at what, Mitch?
9. So
So it's
2.5
to 1.
Yeah, 2.5 to 1. All right.
That's good enough for a hit.
Yeah.
They pass. All right. We'll now take a shot at these fellows here with 20. Let's see, that's I guess 25. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 1 is there.
Yeah,
So
I think it
that's
was
So
21.
21.
8.
Yeah, it's a 3 to 1.
Yeah.
Said 3 to 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's
You're-
probably some pluses. So it's a 6 to 6.
There's a 2.
With a plus
All right,
2.
that's 2 hits.
Yeah.
Has he halved?
14. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
He's
he's halved.
disordered, yeah.
The hits are distributed evenly because the artillery is firing at medium range, so it's 1 on each.
It's not just the top unit?
No.
If it was musketry, it would be just the top unit or artillery
Okay.
short, but it's 5 or 3 X's or more, so it's hitting everybody there.
Because it's bowling through.
So now they get to be disordered, so it's cool.
It's still 2 hits, but it's shared 1 to 1 on each of the units.
There we go. Disordered. Okay. Well, they're disordered.
And there's
Alright.
no ricochet
Right.
because it went into the
Stops.
brush.
Yep.
I think we just keep pounding this infantry unit. Do you think?
Do you want to hit the disordered one that showed up?
This one here. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, it got routed through, like it was in skirmish mode before, so it had a good fire defense. Now it's in disorder, so it's maybe easier to hit.
Okay. All right. So that's 20 long range. 75.
Fire defense of 8, I
6.
guess.
It's probably 10 in the brush.
16. So yeah, so 16 against.
1.5 to
Oh, yeah,
1.
10 in the brush, yeah.
And I got a
42.
plus 5. So that
No,
makes
you
it
got it.
Yep, that's a hit.
All right, so we. All right, so
Oh, I did pay ammo for both stacks.
all right. All right, he's good. All right.
And no roll through in the brush, right?
Correct.
Right. Mitch, did you mark your ammo on all those guys?
I sure did. Yep. Everybody's been marked.
Okay, Michael.
Okay. So I gotta shoot. So he's gonna fire right here. That is 6 to you at 14? No.
12.
Yeah, 14, right?
12. 12. 14. No, 14. 14.
It's 14, yeah. Because it's infantry skirmishers.
All right, so that is a nothing. All right, so decrease, and can he make it through?
I don't know if he's got a shot.
I think he's got a shot at that one.
Yeah.
Well, but the berm is closer to me.
Right, which means that you're closer
That's
to it,
it.
so he can see you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because you're on the higher elevation, and so the closer you are to the edge of the slope, then you can be seen from.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
So what is it? No, I don't. The odds are too little.
Yeah, because
Oh,
it'd be
I see what
3
you're
to
saying.
16.
It's like a 1 to 5.
Yeah, I would actually try to fire both of those at it. Or no, you don't have an officer. Never mind.
Yeah.
There's no more contact in Borodino Village.
Bagavoot has a battery trying to hit the Italian here. It's like 1 to 1.5. Miss.
Okay. Then we have these.
You do have a +3. That just still isn't enough, is it?
Yeah, not enough fire.
Has to be a 55. Yeah.
It's close.
Yep. How about Dontuar's battery?
Yeah, so we had 13 to 9 here, right? Or is it in the orchard?
Same.
Yeah, 13 to 9?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, we'll go +2. D4, 56.
So 1 to 1, yep, that's a hit.
Oh, poor Lithuanians.
Baptism by fire.
We gotta encourage Lithuanian nationalism.
I don't know if they're going to handle this. There's a little bit of close action here.
Yeah, that's true. Did you want to take a morale check for the Lithuanians?
Yeah, you need to mark a hit on them too, Mitch.
Oh, and I gotta
I apologize.
take the ammo.
All right. Yeah, here we've got 2.5 to 1 against the. It's a hit here.
It's a hit.
Yep.
62. Yeah, that's definitely a hit. All right, and they're half dead. Now they're gonna disorder. And then we would have had what, 8?
8.
Okay.
+6 from your artillery.
Oh, right. The artillery can shoot as well.
So 14 to
14 to 9,
14 to
so
9.
1.5
1.5.
to 1.
54.
That's good enough for a hit.
Right. How about
shooting at that guy long enough? About time.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. All right, these guys up here will fire across to here. They have 27 plus 12, 39 plus 12, 51 versus 6.
I think this is a leftover
Oh yeah.
counter there. So
Let's just represent the bodies on the ground.
8 to 1 plus 3.
On which one? Oh, that one. Okay. 8 to
8
1
to
with a.
1.
That's probably one hit.
2.
8 to 1.
how much you got on that? 8 to 1.
Yeah, the artillery's coming in enfilade.
That's 2 hits.
Not much left of those poor chaps.
Yeah, and they're not.
Oh, now
happy
they're
either.
disordered on top of everything else.
Grouchy battery.
Yeah, let me while I remember. Okay, so this battery, how do I mark? Is there a marker for like out of ammunition?
Yeah, so if you click on it, it'll go down to 0, and that'll let everybody know it's out of ammo.
Okay. And then the procedure for I have to limber it and then move it to a road.
No, you have to
Within
limber it
5
and get it
hexes.
within 5 of a road, right? And then you roll.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Where are you getting the infilated thing?
Oh, it's not enfiladed. You're right. Because he's refused. So the fire defense is different. It's 51 versus 9. Be 5 to 1. 5 to 1 only. Maybe less than 2 hits. Maybe only 1 hit.
Just one hit then.
Only 1 hit. Yep. Good point, David. Yep. Still failed the morale check, but it's only 1 hit. Yep.
So there's one more increment here.
Yep.
Some of those bodies just got up.
Yeah, be careful when the French army becomes zombies.
Did you mark Chastel's battery?
Oh no, I didn't. Thank you.
The good news is that zombies aren't impacted by harsh winters. That's the good news.
There you go. Anybody who watched Game of Thrones knows that.
All right, and then I have Grouchy's battery. If I wanted to shoot at your Cossacks out there again, what was it? It was long range, so 3, and so it's still 9. All right, with a +2, 63. That's a hit.
Any way you slice it. Oh, and they pass.
Bennigsen will fire at the infantry battalion on the bluff there. He missed.
Get rid of this ammunition.
Is there any ricochet?
Barely. Let's see. 2, 4, 5, 6. Oh, actually, yes. It has 7 points go through to the cavalry. Cavalry's fire defense is 8. 1 to 1.5 miss.
Speaking of Nazi zombie winter movies, there's Dead Snow, which is pretty good too.
Dead Snow.
This battalion gets to shoot back at the infantry opposite it before it disorders.
So it would have 3 increments.
9. Yeah, it would
So
have times
it would have a
3,
1-to-1
9.
shot.
At either of these?
Yep.
Okay. We'll go after these guys here. No, we'll go after these guys.
Spread the pain.
42. No, that's not enough.
Okay, the next two battalions fire at Joseph Napoleon Battalion, 2-1 hit here.
And we would have had 9 to 1-1. That's one.
That would have been against
Yes.
that one. So
Yeah, we'll go after that one. No.
And then make your morale check for those poor guys.
Oh, right.
They're half dead.
No.
Oh, yeah. They're not
Everybody's
happy.
not
They're
happy
like, we want to go
anymore.
back to Spain.
That's saying something.
Yeah, yeah.
Now there's cavalry skirmish action here. We have 25 versus. Are you you're in the woods, or right? Like, what's that? Fire defense. That's a unique situation. Fire defense, skirmish, cavalry skirmish in woods. 14. 14. I have 12 plus 3, 15. 1-1. Yes, and you get 2 attacks back.
But their attacks are what's in the parentheses, right? 3?
Yeah.
well, he gets 3 attacks, right? He gets it on this
3,
square,
yeah, 3,
this square,
3.
and this square. Right?
Yeah. Although
that's
I don't
great.
think you can attack there because it would be 3 to 14. So that's more than 1 to 3.
Yeah, the infantries have 10s. It's 1 to 3 in all cases. So I guess no joy.
Yeah. So
No
they can't
fire,
actually fire
no
back
shots.
at anybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that's a wrap.
Okay. Well, no, it's not. We've got an assault somewhere, don't we?
The wrap for firepower.
Ah, okay. All
Now
right.
we go on to the assault segment.
All right. A roll to stand.
Actually, the attacker rolls first.
First,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's fine. Yep, you called it. You get it.
All right. So I'm just gonna roll before we throw in the mods because this is gonna be kind of. No, I fail.
So they're going to rout.
So yeah. Okay, so we are going to. Where's the disorder?
You can just flip
Where's
the disorder. Yeah.
If I can click on it. Come on. Come to Papa. I do this the hard way. There we go.
When you exit the zone of control, you take a hit to the top unit.
All right. All right. So we are. No, we still have to conduct fire before I route, yeah?
Nope.
Nope.
No,
When you route,
you're out, and the melee is finished.
So
If you're already you route if you're already disordered. If all assaulting units route, this assault is finished. Proceed to step 8.
You're gonna collect your $200. All right. So where's the tech? That's what? Severe slope down. +3. 2, 4. Oops. 2, 4, 8, 9, 10.
Be 11 actually, because you're 7.
It is 11. You round up. All right.
Yep.
11. There we go.
All right. I think the top unit needs to take 1 hit, right? For exiting the Zoc.
Yep.
Yeah. Here we be.
All right. What's next? Disorder recovery and then route recovery? Or...
Yep. Now we go into reorganization segment, recovery from disorders.
All right, Rick, you have anybody? I don't have anybody who is qualified. This one guy is adjacent, so he can't
I
do
don't think
anything.
so. I think you killed them all.
Yeah. Oh, I've got somebody back here. I'll roll for this guy. 23. Nope, he's going to stay disordered. Great disappointment. Oh, wait, and I've got the Moscow militia. Let's roll for them.
Are they within hexes of the icons?
So the guy who's routed is, right? But so what happens is if you're routed, you instantly become disordered. But I don't think it does anything more after that.
Right, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. So just kind
Cool.
of the men rally, but they sit around being disordered for a while potentially.
They're praying. They're praying.
Exactly. There you go. Those guys are definitely praying. They survived an assault from a whole French regiment, for goodness sake. So.
And after disorders, we have PGDs.
Yeah, I got a couple.
Michael, the Westphalian assaulting units that just routed, they actually have a leader so they can try to rally even though they're so close.
Oh, 66. Yeah, they're stoked.
Five straight roll. Okay, so they rally. Hey, them.
Viadas. Oops. Oh, I clicked it twice accidentally, but both of them are miserable, so it doesn't matter.
Well, do they rally? Because they're -6 for being routed, -6 for being half dead. So that's -12. The leader adds in 1, so it's -11.
-11, yeah.
Right, so that's going to be a 16.
It's basically 2 dice rolls. No, they are still unhappy. All right.
Now, the bottom unit might recover, right? Or is it if the top unit fails, the other one fails? How does it work?
You get a modifier, a negative, a further modifier.
Yeah, so what is that? Is that a minus?
I think it's an additional. I think it's another -3, isn't it?
3.
Right. So the bottom unit then would have a -8. So 35 minus 8 is going to be 25. A what? 23?
It still fails it.
Oh, okay.
I
So
think
then
it's,
they're-
I think it's
so they're
morale
gonna
like
keep-
at 24.
Yeah, so they would just keep. They would keep running.
No, it's morale's 23.
You have to go higher than your morale.
Yeah, so they're gonna keep bugging out.
-8.
Yeah, -8 from 35.
Yeah, it's 7. All right.
Then they're probably routing through somebody who has to take a morale check. And when you're taking morale check with units coming through it on a route, it's -12.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But they didn't rally, so they route again for their full.
So they're gonna move another
11.
11 movement
11.
points.
Yep.
And at this one, they just keep moving away.
Yep.
Yeah, because they got to get what, 15?
Yep.
Correct.
3, 6, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Yeah, it's 15 or movement potential, whichever is less, right?
So it's he
Hectares?
has a movement potential of 12.
12, but that's right here is 15 hexes though.
But then he goes for the woods.
Why would he go for the woods? Go off road.
Well, that's what they do. After they're 15 hexes away, don't they then go try to get in the woods or
They
am
move
I
either towards a forest or towards a village.
Right. So he's fine where he is, right? Did you move 12 or did you just move to get 15 away and stop?
15.
No, he only moves 12.
No.
And
What
you
he's
take-
saying is he stopped him when he was 15 hexes away, as opposed to moving the full 12. Right? Is that what happened, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just want to finish moving the rest of his movement points?
All right.
Well,
1, 2, 4,
12 would
6,
be to here. You started
7, 8.
He started
9,
here, right?
10.
So it's
Oh yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, that's 13 to there.
That's
Yeah,
9,
I forgot.
10, 11, 12 here.
12. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So 1. What is it to cross the Kalacha?
The Calacho is +2.
1, 4. No, I gotta go there. 4. What is it?
And that's,
Upslope?
it's a +4, so
Oh,
that's going to be
4?
5. So that's 9 gets you there.
Yeah, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, and
then a morale
make
check.
a morale check for the cavalry.
Yeah.
And there's
You probably were supposed to go through the artillery, not the cavalry, because the cavalry was same distance from enemy.
Oh, okay. Well, 65 is
Either
fine.
way, passes. All right. So 1, 1, 2, 4, 9, 10, 11. Okay, same spot.
Cool. We get everything else done up in the other parts of the universe. Looks like it's all beautiful everywhere.
I think so.
Okay.
All right. Cavalry readiness. Anybody?
I think
got
your guy
any-
over here is his tired marker should come off, David.
Yes.
Yeah, because
should.
he only moved half his movement
Yep.
to reposition himself.
Mitch,
take
you probably
tired
have an ammo recovery for one of the batteries.
Oh, okay.
Do you take exhausted markers off of routed units?
If they've been just sitting around for a while, yeah. Or if they if they didn't move, are they still moving?
Let's see.
I mean, it looked like he moved. He's got a. Oh, did the just the leader moved?
there,
Oh, okay.
so I could try a roll. So I
I
can
think
take it
5
off.
is good, right?
Yeah, you're good
Yep.
there. Yep.
Good timing.
That was good timing.
Okay. Exciting stuff.
I can definitely go longer if we want to play on.
All right. Well, I think is there anything else for us to do with the turn, or we advance the clock at this point?
I think we're done. Move the clock.
Okay, it's now the 10:40 turn.
Hit the move button to clean off the moves.
Okay.
So do we check now on morale, or is that at the end of the turn?
No, we do that at the top of the hour. So at the end of this turn, what we're looking to see who's routed and who's shot to pieces. So just based on the current circumstances, it looks like the 4th Corps, just on losses alone, is at level 1. I don't think anybody else is
What? No,
is in
I couldn't
worry,
be on any
is in
levels.
trouble
What are you
yet.
talking about?
Well,
You're a funny guy.
it's only going to affect your allies. So it's like a -1 for anybody who's non-French that's in the division. So that's going to be presumably the Italian cavalry. Is the cavalry
Or
affected
some-
by it as well, or just the
Cavalry and artillery are not affected, only infantry.
Okay, only infantry. Okay.
But it's not on a level yet because it only just got there.
Right, right. It'll be there at the end of this
End of the
turn.
hour.
Yes, unless we do have a magical resurrection button. So
Zombies.
the zombie apocalypse
you go.
button. So, okay, well, good. Then I guess we would do our little business where we chat with each other about acquisition of command points and all that good stuff, right?
Sounds good.
Okay, I'll see you down in the Coalition HQ. All right.
Wow,
Looks
that
like
worked.
they had a bad random roll again for the.
Ouch.
Monsieur Napoleon.
What's our roll?
I rolled last turn.
Okay. All right, here we go. Here's the Russian roll. 45. That's probably somebody does something exciting.
We
45.
get 2 command points. That's
oh,
good.
nice. Cool. Counterattack.
That's big, yeah.
That's very
2
nice.
command points.
Cool. All right. So, how's everyone's situation everywhere?
Well, that worked out really well, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, things
Yeah,
are.
we're sending a lot of firepower their way, and they are not sending anything near as much back. This is good.
We dinged them for a ton of 1-hits all across the board, just one after another. Some of our big hits didn't really pay off, but we just got lots of hits everywhere.
That's the name of the game. Gradual attrition by fire. That's how the Russians fight.
Yep. Yeah.
So we were talking about a command point for get his name. Sorry, Kenneth Kuzin. Kanta Kuzin.
Kanta Kuzin can get one so that the artillery can move off, and then you can give the core level CP to Dokturov.
Do you think that makes the most sense? That does make the most sense. I agree.
I mean, now you've got 3 artillery batteries that can roll up and form a grand, so that's really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Where are the rest
I'm
of your
down.
grenadiers?
There aren't any.
Oh, is that it? Just
It's
those
small.
4?
That's
Oh.
why it was worth using that. It's a small division.
Right.
Their cool part is that because it's a division, they can add task force units to it, like all the heavy artillery and stuff.
Oh, interesting.
But the grenadiers themselves, they're mostly just good for recon and force somewhere.
Right.
And that's
then
a
the
good part.
question becomes: Do I need to do anything with the guard?
So here's the thing. At this point, we have a lot of good artillery lined up in pretty good firing positions. The major thing that we want to do now is send all the ammo downrange as fast as we can. As long as you have targets, you don't need to do anything other than blast away at any target you can reach.
So it's premature to start sending the guard up.
It is premature because in an hour's time, after all the horse batteries under Barclay and Württemberg fire off all their ammo, the picture is going to look different.
Nice. Okay.
Also, during the course of that, so your batteries are going to be working against Junot's 8th Corps, and my batteries are going to be working against Eugene. So both west of Borodino and south of Borodino, the picture is going to change in an hour's time.
Mm.
Do we need to
And
get
then
some
it's
more?
time for the infantry.
Do we need to get some more cavalry up to protect our guns that are out there?
They've
By the
got the
Great
Guards
Redoubt?
Cuirassier Division. The Guards Cuirassier Division is right behind them.
Yeah. Oh, I know,
And
but
we've also got the 14-15, the two 14-15, and there's this cat right here. He's in good position.
well, what's the range for reaction? I thought it was only 3 for heavies.
5 for light, 3 for heavies.
Okay.
But that covers all these hexes.
Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it. All right.
They're in pretty good shape. You could, if you wanted. So we have, we got that extra command point, right?
Yep.
You've given it. So, Mitch, you gave your second one to.
It's like Doctorov.
Yeah, your core level is Doctorov, and then you get a division level marker as well.
Right, I put one here on.
Okay.
And one here.
But there's still one free one. So the question is sort of, would it be useful to activate a cavalry division or some other division or something? Eric, how are you for need?
I'm fine. He's still one turn away before he's able to bring his infantry up against my infantry. So I've got a little bit of time. Yeah, because he can't reach me just yet. So next turn, he'll be able to start attacking that line of converged grenadiers with Davout's infantry. So,
But there's nothing wrong with that.
nope, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I'll be ready to receive him and give him some fun. So he will discover another one of my tactics that I enjoy using, that I think will
Unfortunately, your second corps or division or whatever it is out of command, so you really can't do anything there with a command point.
Are you talking to me? You're talking to?
I'm talking about the Brandon. Yeah.
Which one's that, Mitch?
Well, your orange belted ones.
Oh yeah, but they're just positioning. They're effectively kedging. Their leaders are up near your artillery battery, and they're pulling the infantry their way. They're upset.
Okay.
They're not ready to go active yet.
What would I do if I had one? I might reorganize some of these guard units a little bit. Maybe put them in a little more defensive position. But
the only thing the guards need to do is the Lithuanians who love the apples in that orchard should give up the apples and pull away. There's no benefit for being exposed to artillery fire.
And that's what I was thinking. That would be the one thing I would do if that's more important than anything you might have to do.
So let me take a look at the French artillery here.
It's still kind of a lucky shot to get me there.
Yeah, and the other thing you're doing by having them fire at you, you're actually drawing down their ammo, which is also a wild job. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just that you should have a skirmisher there. But on the other hand, if you're drawing fire, it's actually worth it. It's worth a hit or two.
Yep, I agree.
Well,
so it's a little bit of a high quality unit to be taking the hits, but yes.
Well, and he's bringing up. So David's bringing up. It looks like another grand battery that will be positioning itself there by the Bagration Fletches. You see all those guns that are,
That's Drouot.
yeah.
Eric, you're going to want to get your medium artillery starting to get organized as well.
Okay.
Like Lowenstern's in pretty good shape,
Yep.
but Sievers has some batteries who could get involved, and you, if it's possible, you'll want to add batteries up to the 12th Division that just took that chip hit.
Oh, these ones here? Okay.
Yeah, because like that's a good position for a medium battery. You actually want a 2-hex battery there if you can. So with 6 increments, so that it's got a decent shot back against the French artillery.
Yeah, I don't have anything. I've got this one battery that's attached to the 12th. I don't have anything else. Otherwise, then Sievers guns are over here. I was planning on moving them over this way towards R27, that part of the universe.
Yeah. The question is, like, we have some pretty good fire going against Sorbier. We
Yep.
didn't score any hits this turn, but we had a decent volume of fire.
Yep.
We want to, ideally, we would want to increase the volume of fire against Sorbier until we knock him out. And then we want to switch over to Drouot.
Right.
Boy, Sorbier's about out of ammo.
That's good. Like, they're going to run out of ammo and we're going to chip some hits on them. So before too long, then it's going to snowball in our favor. So Mitch, you're going to bring up the 3 new batteries that Doktorov has, and you're going to...
I see 2. Where's the third one?
There's 2. You have 3 position batteries. You have the 7th Division position battery.
Yep, and I got the...
You have
24th.
Yeah, Yana 24th Division. The third one is back behind them, who just recovered his ammo.
Right. These guys there.
Oh, okay. The first Western. Gotcha.
Yeah, he has 2 choices. He can either continue to move east to join the other 2, or he could actually move back to the west and join the Emperor's battery in a double back on the western side. That's actually probably more effective.
Well, I'm thinking about, somebody's going to have to replace these 2 guns that are now out of ammo, basically.
That's right. They should limber and retreat. And
Yes.
I think Emperor's battery, I think you should assign Doktorov's battery that just recovered ammo. You could assign it to, he stays with Doktorov for now, but when he moves west and he moves to join the Emperor's battery.
Rather than here and here.
Yes, because like you've already got 2 that are going to go there.
So here and here,
Yeah,
here and
they
here,
go there.
right?
If
So
you
this
add
way,
the third battery, and it'll get too crowded. So you actually should roll back around to Emperor's battery.
okay, so come around, and then it'll take a little while to get there.
2 turns. You'll move 5 hexes this turn, and then the turn after you'll move 3 and unlimber. So so this is good. This is very good.
Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna still slip. I'm gonna start pulling Lavrov back, right? Those 2 that are on 1s.
Yeah, they pull back. You don't want them to go to 0. What you want them to do is to move over towards Barclay, like limber them if they'll limber, and retreat them 3 hexes, get them out of fire. Then they're going to unlimber again and find a random target, like some skirmishers or something, and then they will use up their ammo that way.
Okay, I'll have to be cognizant of that. Okay.
Yeah. But they can limber up and retreat this turn in order to get the heck out of the way, because what you don't want them is at 0 exposed to cavalry.
Yep. And you're bringing up the the 2nd Corps, so that's great.
The 2nd Corps is, it's going to creep forward because its time to engage happens same as the Guards after all the guns run out of ammo.
It also provides a little defense if the French get a little frisky.
That's right. Its job is the 2nd Corps is going to follow up behind your Grenadier probe, and see if the French are starting to get disordered, then the Second Corps will attack.
It'd be
Although-
nice to talk, wipe out that Westphalian group.
We're definitely on the way to doing that. Like by 5 p.m., they'll be gone. The question is how quickly, right?
Those French.
Hello,
Lot.
Oh.
Say again.
Mitch. We've lost you.
Eric, you still here?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. So Mitch is kind of dropped out there.
Maybe he lost his network or something. All right. So what we need to figure out is how to. So when Drouot shows up, life will be unhappy for Kutaizev and Lowenstern for a while.
Yep.
So can you get mid-sized batteries to help them?
I could. I can start to move that Dragoon. I mean, but where do you suggest I try to set up those mid-sized batteries? They don't have a very long range.
Yeah, I mean, it's really Seaver's battery, and the location would be at the hilltop west of R27, in between Kutaizev and Lowenstern.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you now.
And it's also relatively dangerous for them. Like, that's pretty far forward.
Yeah.
On the other hand, this is the time when that's the risk we have to take, because we have to get counter battery advantage. And that means put the medium artillery where it can reach.
So it's going to be there at R27 or a little bit to the west of R27?
Let's look at its range. Let's look at the range.
It's
If
a
they
range
go
of
one
8.
hex west
Yeah.
of 2, 4, 6, 8, they're probably still short of any targets. How about the French? Where are they going to set up? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. They may try to go head-to-head on Lowenstern.
Well, they
Lowenstern-
can't. They can't shoot through the brush.
8, 10, 12. Okay, so maybe we wait this turn and play it by ear. I think probably by next turn, Seaver's horse batteries are going to need to be engaging, but maybe not just yet.
Okay. So I've only used one command point, and that's for the 8th Corps. Things are pretty fine and dandy over on the east. He's still bottled up. Basically, those Cossacks are just keeping everything all stuck. So I'm
If you have an extra command point, I could try some cavalry action. Eugene is beginning to disorder and shred, but he's not quite there yet. It's like one turn too early for cavalry, but I could try it. I could also get my horse guns into action if I had a command point for them.
Yeah. So I'm taking 1. So we have altogether, how many do we have? We've got 7.
That's 7, yeah.
Okay. So Mitch has got 2 or 3.
Yep.
2.
Mitch has got 2. I've got 1. That's 3 so far. How many do you have?
I have 2.
You have 2, so that's 5. So there's 2 left. So I could potentially use 1 just to try to get my I don't know. I think everybody else is, for the most part, okay. I guess I could move Seavers a little bit more, but let's see, 1, 2, 3.
Do you
4,
need
5,
to have
6.
a cavalry group active in case they do some cavalry attacking?
If so, it would be Dukas, heavy crossiers. Or I could activate Seavers. I've got some dragoons I could use that are over there by Kutayazov's battery.
So that might be like, if I take the extra chit,
Yeah.
I can do some stuff, but it's actually one turn premature. I don't critically need it. Like next turn, it will be very useful. Whereas if you take it now for Seavers, are all of Seavers' cav regiments in command one way
Yep.
or another, or most of them?
Yep.
So that would really give us some cavalry available in case we critically need it, like if stuff starts to go wrong or they try something.
Okay. Then I will.
So
give
maybe
him,
that's pretty much.
Yep, I'll give him a command. So then we've got 1 left. So if I've
Also,
got
if Sievert
two,
if Sievert comes up late, and we've seen what the French are doing with their next 12 pounders creeping up, you may actually hustle the batteries forward and unlimber them near R27.
okay,
But if they get pulled early, then you would leave the horse batteries out of the action.
okay, can do.
Another thing you could do would be to get the gold battery, the reserve battery of Sievers, so that he's in possible dual command. Like if he's within 3 of, let's say, one of your infantry division or corps commanders, then you could reallocate his command next turn when that corps is moving. Like
Okay.
which of your groups is number 3? Is that 8th Corps?
That's the 8th Corps, yeah.
So if your gold battery, horse battery, were around about hex R2A or so,
Right.
he could be commanded possibly by Sievers or a Cav brigade commander, or he could be commanded by Borozdin 8th Corps. So then you have a choice,
Right.
kind of thing.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea too. So that's my 2 dedicated ones. That still leaves us. So I'm using 2. Mitch has got 2. You've got 2. We've got 1 spare. So what do we want to do with the spare?
If you guys don't have a very clear purpose for it, I could use it for Uvarov and get cavalry beginning to set up for its attack in the next couple of turns when Eugene crumbles, which it's on the way, or we could give it to Dorokhov again, and that would give us 2 groups of active cavalry in the middle. That's a pretty heavy command commitment on a maybe, right?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
if it's going to go to waste, I'd put it in Torokov. But
Okay.
short of that,
Why don't we do that just so we can counter anything they might do?
do we have a chit? All right, I'll take 5.
Yeah, take number 5. It's over there. And then I will roll
I think
for my
that's
2 lights.
probably a better use of it than Uvarov. Like Uvarov doesn't really need it just yet.
And it might give them some pause if they get a little frisky.
Exactly. Like the danger now, they have some really good cavalry units in there, like the guard chasseurs and stuff, and they could cause trouble if we're not fully powered up. So if we are, then this gives us, with both Sievers and Dorokhov, like now we have an active cavalry layer in the center, which is probably a good thing.
Okay.
So there's our answer.
Super. Yeah, and Dorokhov has that nice command range, so we'll do that. Main lobby?
Yep.
We have someone named Goose Brown who is in the lobby.
Or
That's
I
me.
could activate
you, yeah.
I've got some.
So you're
some
spying on
good
us on the YouTube channel there and listening in on the Discord.
battery.
So is that Perry or is that Matt?
It's Matt.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you for asking.
Good. Any grand plans for the holidays?
Well, we're delivering turkeys today.
Oh, how nice.
We got them processed this morning, walked them all to the car and took them down, and now they're going out as a finished product.
Okay, cool.
We grossly underestimated their size, and it was supposed to be 15 to 25 pounds, and they're at 25 to 45 pounds.
Oh my
Holy
gosh, those are
smoke.
huge.
Anybody need a 45-pound turkey? I don't think so. But if you do need one, you know where to get one.
I would try my best to eat that dang thing. I love turkey.
Well, good on you. We're actually telling them that they can get any turkey that they want for the price of a 25-pounder. So we've got to learn how to do turkeys right, and we haven't done that yet.
Right.
But there's no use on us sitting on it, right? It's got to go.
Yeah, that's true.
All turkeys must go. Going out of business.
So these are literally birds you've raised.
Literally birds we raised. We bought we've bought them before, and it's kind of hard to get them at certain times of year. So we decided, let's start early and make sure that we get some. So we bought 15 from an online place. And then I was down at the Tractor Supply store, and sure enough, there were some turkeys down there. So I called my wife and said, hey, shall I get another 15? She goes, yeah, I guess that sounds okay. And then we had a couple of turkeys from last year, and they disappeared. And we thought the coyotes got them, because the coyotes actually eat a lot of our birds.
Right.
And about 3 weeks later, they trooped in with 15 new chicks each.
Oh my gosh.
So we went from 4 turkeys. Don't laugh. It's not funny.
It's beautiful.
We went from 4 turkeys to 64 turkeys in 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
But
We have
apparently,
wild turkeys in the neighborhood.
we have those too. But we have bears though as well. So the turkey mate for life. And apparently people get a pair that they want as pets. One of them dies. So we were like the Turkey Lonely Hearts Club, and shaving off turkeys here and there, going to people who needed an extra turkey. So it was kind of working out okay. And then the last 15 just got way too big.
Mm.
Way too big.
Well, good. Well,
They sound delicious.
I think they would be fantastic. We don't actually eat turkey, but we did last year before last. One of our turkeys was killing chickens, so we butchered it and we cooked it, we roasted it, and it was the most amazing piece of meat I've ever had in my life, ever.
oh wow.
Yeah, hard to beat.
That's a bunch of really great stories. We have a farm up along the Hudson River, and there's just wild turkeys who gobble around up on the ridge, but we
Yeah.
don't keep.
Yeah, we keep them. We can hunt wild turkeys here, but then you're giving it to people with like shot in it and stuff. So we get the regular turkeys, and they go with our regular goats and our regular carrier pigeons. Thanks, Mark, my wife. Any kind of animal you think is possible. Goats, yeah, we got those. Dogs, yeah. Oh, and we have the flesh-eating beetles to clean up after the cockroaches,
How
because they
interesting.
die and they start smelling.
You've got the regular ecosystem there.
I do. It's like the biodome, except I'm not quite as funny as whatever his name was.
Well, cool. Well, are you in following things well enough here, Mark or Matt?
Mark or Matt is okay. Yeah, more or less. Yes, I think so. I need to spend more time with the actual rules. I kind of stopped reading them about a week ago just because of other things coming up. But I wanted to say thank you for setting up that thing with the artillery. night
Oh
before
yeah.
last. That was really fascinating. There's little bits and pieces that I knew, but getting it all together in one picture was really valuable.
It was nice to see some shots from the game in the slideshow.
Yeah, so those were ones that that Brennan had pulled out, talking specifically about counter battery fire. The other guys were talking about, sort of the doctrines of the different nations, and a little bit about, gameplay, how your artillery and whatnot is used. Yeah, so it was good to kind of have a little bit of everything. We covered, most of the major players out there. So
Brennan also talked about concentration of fire on a particular point to affect the morale of the division. That was interesting.
Yeah, massing fire is extremely effective in these games. But the secret of massing fire is that you don't actually mass all the units together. You look around the board of the map and you find a terrain zone where you're going to have enough space to deploy along a very wide crescent shape.
Yeah, you're setting up a kill zone like we would today.
That's exactly what it is. And then you're trying to create local superiority of fire in that kill zone. And you do it by having, like, basically, other than the grand batteries, most of the artillery groups in this occupy 2 hexes. So if you want like 4 batteries to be converging, you're going to need an arc of about, about 10 or 15 or 20 hexes in length, and they're all converging onto one point. In fact, their ranges are about 1,000 yards, which is roughly equivalent to a modern machine gun. And so, in fact, the fire principles, they're 1-to-1 identical to like crossing the fires of M60s on the squad in the platoon.
Exactly.
But in order to use it in the La Bataille system, you have to slow down your thinking because the game evolves quite slowly. Like the turns, they take weeks and weeks for us to play. So it takes you have to think ahead to see where on the map you want to create that fire sack or that converged crescent arc. And then you're maneuvering often 2 or 3 hours to get one of the cores coming up on one part of the arc, another of the cores coming up on the center of the arc, another one. And that because the cores are mostly where the artillery resides. And so then you're basically trying to get the artillery of 3 separate corps plus some down from the Army Reserve in an arc. And then and you're looking to try to create it in a place where the enemy can only have 1 battery shooting back. And so now you've got 4 on 1. And then the statistics are way in your favor. One of the really, truly beautiful parts of La Bataille, as long as you're patient and let the games go for their full length, it really is a vehicle for showing so many of the absolutely deepest classical principles of military thinking. Number 1, concentration of force. Number 2, mutual support. Like, what does that really mean? It doesn't mean you have a division here and 15 hexes away you have another division. It means you got a division here and 5 hexes away you have the other division, because it's about 1/2 of an infantry move. If they're farther away than about a half or at most 1 full infantry move, they're too far. It's not actually mutually supportive. So, and then the third principle is combined arms. So if you get concentration of force, mutual support, and combined arms, then you're going to have a force that's, really very strong. And then you're thinking, as you design your battle plan, the overall battle plan, you basically want to, over time, maneuver to a situation where when the actual fight happens, when the serious fight engages, you want to have maneuvered ahead of that so that at the time of the engagement, you have 3-to-1 or 5-to-1 local superiority. It's just like basically company level or higher tactics. Like at the platoon level, there's barely enough reserve for it in modern warfare, but at the company level or battalion level and above, the task force, like for sure you have it, right?
Hey, Brennan, I
One
had
of
a
the
question
things-
for you.
Sure.
So when we were when my Cossacks were, I guess, retreating from his advancing infantry, they used like 14 of their 16 movement points. Is it each time they move, or they move and then there's another unit that comes up and then they move some more, or is it during that entire thing it adds up to whatever their movement is?
It's ambiguous in the rules. Rules don't say.
I read it as it's independent.
Yeah, each time you get a full movement allowance.
Oh, okay. So 1 unit moves up and then I move back and it costs me 7 points. And then a unit moves up and then I move back again and it's another 7 points. So it's only if 1 unit moved up and I moved him back, 16 points or 14 points or whatever, then they would be exhausted.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And the basically what it's doing, part of it is yes, you're able to maneuver, but what it's really doing actually, it's discouraging the opponent from even trying it.
Okay.
Because you become so maneuverable, like when he moves the infantry up, he's actually just creating maneuver ability by your cavalry.
Right. Which is
And
fine.
once
since
he
they're out of
realizes he's
command.
doing that, he's like, I better not do this, and they stop doing it. So, which is the point.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to get at my infantry, so he's got to go through my cavalry to get there. So that's what's going on with that.
And you're stalling.
Yep. That's my job.
It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
Because while you're stalling over there, using roughly 1/3 of our forces, we're trying to get the other 2/3 of the forces to arrange. It doesn't happen right away, but by the afternoon, it will be really showing up that we have maneuvered in a way that we're converging basically 3 of our cores against 1 of their cores. And that core basically Eugene's the first target, and Junot's the second target. It's going to be 3 cores on 1 until we kill the 1 core, and then it's going to be our same 3 against his next 1, and we're going to have 3-to-1 advantage every time. Like that's the general plan.
Right.
And in La Bataille games, you can, if you're patient, you can really set up those situations, which is fun.
Okay. Cool.
Another side aspect of the formation of divisions and close support you're talking about, with the Regs 30, you don't have, while you can kind of spread out a division much broader and some of the other rule sets, here you've got to maintain that command range, and so you kind of have to be, you can't cover that huge wide front, and so you naturally have these layers of stacking, which I think is beautiful.
Yeah, Regs 30, in fact, mostly what it does is it encourages optimal gameplay. Like if you play even without the command rules a lot, you actually do realize that spreading out across the entire map, it's actually suboptimal. What is optimal is to play in exactly the way Regs 30 has you play, which is each division works together, the divisions work together in the core, and multiple cores collaborate to create local superiority in the place where you want to fight. Like it's really cool that way. But it's not explicit. You have to play the system over and over, and then you're like, oh, the games where I'm winning are when I do that. You know, the games that I'm losing are when I'm scattered all over the place. Maybe I should have each division in a checkerboard and the 2 divisions in the core together and so on. So it's pretty cool that way.
Cool. All right. Well, I think we've got all of our people figured out here for what it's worth. So,
Matt, did you want to play some of the units?
Actually, it's been a very long day for me. I want to watch it. I would love to play it, but perhaps next week.
Sure. Anytime you feel like it, just say the word.
Well,
all right.
will do. Thank you very much.
So let's see. We've got on the board number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, and then we've got 12, 13, and 15. Is that correct? Oh, there's no 6. Or
there
is
is a
there a
6.
6?
Dakturov has the 6.
Okay, so let's see. So that should be, because I one of my cavalry passed, one of your cavalry passed. So
That's
that
right.
should give us what? A 9?
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Okay. Drop those in the cup.
I'm going to drop the 4 chits in.
Yep. Okay. Looks like they're not having very much luck on their cavalry rolls either.
Which is a good example of why you really shouldn't try to fight a big battle relying on those rolls.
Yeah.
It's actually a good way to, unfortunately, disable your cavalry from really participating the way it should.
Yeah.
The cavalry is way stronger if you don't try to use it way out on the flanks, but actually pull it back and use it integrated with the corps that it belongs to.
Right.
Like either with the cavalry reserve corps under Grouchy or somebody, or under Eugène for that. Like Eugène has a really powerful cavalry division. You got 2 of them, but they're strong when they're used together with mutual support under good command. The trade-off is you have to abandon a lot of terrain in order to compact yourself down to command range.
Right.
But then when you're in command range, you have combat power. When you're scattered out, you're covering all the territory in the world. If you really want that ground for the sake of the ground, good for you.
Right.
But if you're looking for combat power, you actually want to condense.
Good point.
It takes a while to figure that out, but we did try to write about it.
Yeah.
If we get the perfect diary, if we get the perfect order, I might pull some of those leaders back and catch those guard units back if it just happens to get the right order.
Yes. Mitch, also speaking of order, there's a wicked evil cavalry raid you could try. It's risky, but you could do it. You have the gray and red hussar near the Grand Battery.
Yep.
He actually probably has the movement points to stretch out into a 2-hex line.
Yes.
Sidestep down the ravine of Ognik through both cuirassiers, up near Borozdin and Barclay, recondense back to a single hex, trot down the river valley, and charge the blue guns who are limbered.
So
And that's
why
particularly
would you
evil
put him in
because, yeah,
2 hexes to do that?
he can't fit through the
Oh,
cuirassiers
because
unless
the
it's stretching.
crosshairs are there. Okay, yeah. And can he go sideways like that?
Yeah, you can move in this game sideways in a line.
Okay.
Against the 2-6?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Another way, you wouldn't even have to do that because Borozdin, the leader, doesn't take up, and you don't even have to do that. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to Borozdin, 9 down past Barclay, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, you don't even have to do the fancy. Just walk through Borozdin if you want. So what it will do is it'll put that hussar, it'll route the blue guns. Their routing direction probably is going to be back up the valley. They're going to stomp through all of their own guys, because the artillery can't climb the bluff.
Okay,
And-
so the cascading part makes some sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get all the way to the square.
They'll go through the squares and into the green chesters. So
Like, is
the
that
thing about
everybody? Oh,
yeah, and they'll all have to take heavy morale checks. The thing about it is, it's a risk because then your beautiful hussar regiment, like, he might get killed. Because there's a ton of French cavalry, like Junot has a bunch of regiments and stuff. So then he would regroup back up the valley under the nose of his own guns. But the French light cav could probably still come and kill him. So it's probably not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, if that was a 3-5, I'd be like, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like, so that's an example of an overambitious move. You can do it, but like the price of one beautiful hussar regiment, that's a big price to pay early in the battle, just for that one gun.
I think you want that cavalry late in the day.
I agree.
I mean, the temptation is to use it. I agree. But when the enemy doesn't have any and you do, it gets to be very brutal.
Exactly. And over time, like we're planning over hours to erode down first the enemy's artillery and then their cavalry. And like, that's basically what we're working on doing. And it could take several hours. But by mid-afternoon, then we'll have like a fair level of progress on that. We just have to be patient.
Yeah, I think that seems a little overly optimistic.
Yeah.
Being
Well, we'll
patient.
think about how we feel. we might see how we feel about it later. But then he'll be out of command.
Exactly. And the big thing is he's just likely to get countercharged even by a small regiment and killed, because even the big regiment, when it's exhausted after the charge, it's going to have 0 strength or like 2 strength points down from 40. And then they're like, oh, I got 5-1, you surrendered, right? That happens all the time.
Yeah, I think let's not risk the whole unit.
Yep.
If it
So,
was just
but
a
those
chance
are-
of taking a couple of increments, that'd be one thing, but the whole thing, no.
Exactly. Those are the kinds of things that do show up, though, and it's also the kind of we're trying to prevent. Because
Right.
if they are able to do that on our heavy batteries, we're in trouble. Yep.
All right. We're
Hello,
back.
gentlemen. So, David, I was curious. I saw you move Druo. What was that all
We
about?
found him.
Oh, okay.
But he was. I thought I checked that stack. Rick found him there, and he was in that stack. So that's why I just
Oh, okay.
I removed the extra one I stuck up there and just left him there. I mean, he was one stack.
Yeah,
away
because
from
we
there.
know that he'd gone missing last turn or whatever, or
Right.
there was something that had
Yeah.
happened. Okay, cool,
So-
cool.
So on that, but yeah, that was. And I moved him to the top of the stack, which is why he had a move marker on him. But,
Right. Well, and that way, then you won't lose him as easily next time.
Right. Exactly. So
Did you
Yeah,
get all
that-
your chits in the cup?
yeah, we got all our chits in the
All
cup.
right. Well, let's
Napoleon's got had another hemorrhoid attack.
There you go.
So
Okay. Well, let's go from west to east and figure out and share command points with stuff. So, Brandon, why don't you say what you've got on the Russian side over there?
The Platov Cossacks are active this turn. Osterman Tolstoy's 4th Corps, same as before, and the artillery group under Euler.
Okay. So those were 2 of our command points, and the Cossacks passed theirs. What have you got over there on your side, Robert?
Let's see. I've got one on the cavalry under Domin J, another one for Ornano, his 4th Corps cavalry, and then also the 14th Division.
Okay. And the cavalry, were those die rolls or were they
those were assigned.
assigned? Okay. So there's 3 command points there. Okay. Cool. Moving further to the east. Let's see what we've got here. So it looks like
Junot
Michael's
has
got
us-
Junot.
Yeah.
That was assigned.
Okay. And then it looks like Nay's got a command that was
He was
assigned.
assigned.
Yep.
Yep.
And then, of course, the Guillaume, he's a light cavalry commander, passed his. Colbert
Yep.
looked like he passed his.
Yep.
And did Pajol pass his, I presume?
Yep. So
Okay.
passed his, and that's that one there. And
Right.
then Drouot has a command point, and he's taking command of a bunch of artillery. Over
Okay, so that's 6 of your command points. And then Devue's got 1, so that's 7. And then what have you got? 1 over here with the cavalry? Nansute?
Yep.
Okay, there's 8. Okay. All right. Well, good. Since we're kind of over on that side of the map, my light cavalry here, this division, I think that's the 14th Division, they passed their roll. The 8th Corps has a command point. And then the 13th, well, not the 13th, but Sievers, who are they? It's the 12th and the 13th Dragoons over here. They have a command point. And then we're over towards the center where Mitch is at.
Eric, did that disordered infantry battalion miss its recovery roll?
It did.
Yep.
It's what we call par
We
for the
have a-
course.
We have a core activation with Dorokov. We have a divisional level one with, Doktorov, and then Dorokov has a divisional one, as does Kapsevich.
Antakuzin.
Thank you.
Yeah, and our rule gave us an extra command point, so we have 7
And
command
again?
points. Yeah, 7 command
You
points.
did that last turn too.
Yeah, and you rolled for hemorrhoids last turn, so it's a repeat. Just keep doing that, David. the vassal gods. This is what happens when.
Oh,
when-
you didn't get the 2 extra one, that right? You just got your normal 1 extra.
Oh,
no,
we got the
we
2.
rolled one that says 2 extra command points. We rolled a 45. And so that is counterattack is I think what it's called. And 2 command points are received at the combined army leader level. So normally we just get 1, but with a roll of between 41 and 53, we get 2. So that's how we got an extra 1. So we've got, between that and the light cavalry activations, we have 9 chits in the cup. So, all right, and we've got approximately 22 minutes until it's really kind of late for people. So we'll hit the 3-hour mark. Do you guys want to pull a chit, or what's the game plan?
Kind of good to study the board for till next week.
Okay, so there's 1 vote of retiring. Anybody else on the same thing? I don't know. We can get
Yeah, I
much
wouldn't
done.
mind retiring as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been doing the night space. We've been doing a whole turn every 2 weeks, which is
Yeah.
pretty good clip.
Yeah. So we're in good shape here. It'll make sense then. We can start the turn fresh when we get together next Monday. All right,
Nice.
everybody, hit the save
All
button.
right.
Oh, save button. Yeah, thank you.
Yep, and this is.
I'm still looking for the button that says save on it, but
Super fun, everybody. It's really fun to play with y'all.
yeah.
Yep. Ditto.
Everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
you
Yeah.
too.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
we can.
indeed.
Yeah. Well, with all the turkeys out there, we were talking to Matt. He was lurking in the Discord, and while you guys were still finishing up your command stuff, he was filling us in on. I guess he has a huge flock of turkeys that he ended up, I guess, adopting some turkeys, and the next thing you know, he went from 4 turkeys to like 60 turkeys.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, they all decided to go off and multiply. So
And they got enormous.
yes, he
45 pounders.
yeah, huge birds.
Wow.
So
You
yes,
gonna make some money off that?
possibly.
I hope so.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't ask him necessarily, but I'm sure those birds go for something out there.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, gentlemen, you all have a terrific